gone to the gym, got therapy tomorrow. I just want to say how powerful putting positivity out there, because you really do receive it back. Written a very full fucking page about my thoughts around my body. I just can't stop obsessing over the fact that I've gained weight. I cannot oh my god, honestly, my boobs have just gone straight back to being how big they were before I lost weight, because obviously I assume it's the pill that has made them fuller and bigger again. And honestly, I just think, like, I'm trying so fucking hard not to spiral. I'm trying so hard not to call myself fat and like be mad at myself for letting myself go and for being inconsistent and like all these things. And I just think, like, fucking hell, who is putting any of this pressure on me? Like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, my friend, I was talking to her about it, and she was like, look, at the end of the day, literally nobody gives a fuck about what your body looks like. Not really. The only person that puts this much pressure on yourself about it is you. And obviously, like, it's so ingrained into me. It's been ingrained into my brain for 16 years. Do you know what I mean? So it's just unfortunate that it's just stayed for so long. And obviously bodies are going to fluctuate, especially women's bodies, and especially like mine as well, because of my diabetes and how that fluctuates and everything, you know. Like, there are so many fucking factors that play into why my body looks the way it does some days and doesn't other days, and all this sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And I just need to shift my focus onto understanding that, instead of being like, oh, you fucking cow, like, do you know what I mean? And just torturing myself after looking in the mirror, or purposely going up to the mirror, lifting my shirt up and looking at my stomach from the side. Do you know what I mean? Because when I had lost weight and I was at my smallest and I was at my happiest, not gonna lie, I really was, which just proves, I think, that I really do need to sort the inside out first. Because once the inside is better, then the outside won't mean too much, or at least I'll say things differently to myself about my body and stuff. But oh god, it's just, I'm sick of it. It's just, I feel like it just runs the world. It's so annoying. But anyway, I'm gonna really try and go to the gym today. I'm gonna try and shift my focus. I'm gonna try and get a fat fucking ass, and I'm gonna try and get really strong arms, because I'm very, very weak. So I'm gonna try and just shift my focus onto these two things for going to the gym, and not even thinking about my fucking stomach, because that is the most sensitive area for me in terms of food, etc, etc. And it's just the hardest to maintain, isn't it, like your stomach, because it's like what goes on inside affects it so much more than just like working out. Obviously everything that you eat, you know, inflammation, bloating, cramps from the period, like all of that, like I need to factor that in and just stop being so fucking hard on myself. I'm fucking sick of it, like Jesus. All I've done is a warm-up. Jesus. .3, not too bad. Staring at the blank page before you open up the door, window, the sun illuminated, otherwise you cannot rigid or something like that. Really enjoy the chest down, no one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. Really, I'm trying to right. It's 12:40. I don't even know what time I got here, to be honest. But I'm pretty sure I've been here for quite a while. But very, very, very happy with myself. I think what made it easier for me is that I was able to drive. I feel like I didn't tell you, but I think I kind of gave Jay like a really mild food poisoning from our chicken the other night, because obviously you saw me drop the probe in the boiling water on the stove. So yeah, we no longer have a probe to be able to see if meat is cooked to temp. But oh yeah, I've got double. I need to remember to take this one off actually. So yeah, he's not feeling very well. So he's off work today. So yeah, I was able to drive to the gym, whereas normally I would have to walk. And I know you're gonna say it, that's not even that fucking far. It's so yeah, it's only about a 10, 12, 15 max, depending on how slow I'm walking, journey to the gym if I had to walk. But obviously right now that is it's obviously too much for me, because I managed to go today with the car, so I don't know. But yeah, I did some mostly like mat work with my trusty Gracefit band, still going strong like 9 years later. So I did good old warm-up of the old hips and stuff, and then I just did a lot of sort of raised like glute bridges, banded glute bridges with like them pulses, and then like 10-second holds, and then like, you know, when you like lift your leg and then you do the like frog leg movement, did those. So I did a few sets of that and I was absolutely fucking dripping. And then I just finished with the hip abduction machine, and then went back into the little room and did some stretches to finish, to cool down. I did 5 minutes on the Stairmaster as also a little bit of a warm-up. But yeah, I'm glad that I went, because it definitely, I always feel better coming out of the gym. I just do. And I hate that. And I hate that I can't ever remember this feeling well enough. Didn't leave well enough alone. Oh god, there's people walking behind me. Anyway, so I'm gonna just take it easy, not go really hard on weights, if use weights at all. Hey. No crazy weights, no big machines that I used to be able to do, because I know that some of them require like a minimum weight, and sometimes that's like 40 kg, and there's no way that I would be able to do that right now. So yeah, I'm gonna stick in the little dumbbell room, stick to the bands and stick to dumbbells and just easier moves like that, and then the hip abduction machine, because that's always a good one. Any machine where you can sit down, basically. I mean, a hip thrust machine, I could do that because the minimum's only 25, so, but I'm not using the Smith machines. I'm not
going to be probably using the cable machines quite yet because I don't have the confidence, and that's mostly like one-legged things. Hey, look at this. Oh, it's a little sausage. It was sausage. I'm going to go home and shower because I'm fucking sweaty Betty, and then I need to call a company that wants to chat to me about a job. It's not really something I want to do, but I've set the tone. I was like, yeah, I'd love to be interested, but I'm only looking to do 16 hours and the role was like 20 to 30. And then B, it's like a HR payroll hybrid role, and I'm not good at maths. I haven't really ever done payroll before, and I explained, I was like, look, I'm way more obviously confident and knowledgeable around HR and not payroll at all, to be honest. And they were like, yeah, fine, the right candidate, we're willing to be flexible with hours, and also the payroll is lesser than the HR side of the role, so you know, they'd be confident that it could be taught and could be done, etc, etc. And then I've been also trying to get things sorted for like loads of things that I applied for. I've applied for crisis and resilience service. If you don't know what that is, definitely have a look into it if you're sort of short on cash. I applied for ESA, employment support allowance, so I'm waiting for that. I also applied for a disabled bus pass, but I don't know if I'm going to get that, unfortunately, because I haven't got any kind of proof other than my PIP application that showcases that I struggle with walking and mobility and getting around and stuff. But it's just annoying because it's like, well, I am disabled. Like, my health condition is classed as a disability, so I don't understand why that is not enough. Like, it's in the name, no? But yeah, it's just annoying because obviously like, this is Jay's car, really, it's his Dan's car, and like I do use it when I can, but at the end of the day, like, you know, whenever I venture off on my own, I'm not going to have a car, so I would have to rely on public transport. And yeah, anyway, and then following my social housing meeting on Friday, the woman just asked for some like bank statements and stuff like that. So that's what I have been doing, and also what I need to kind of finish up when I get back, because I was just getting frustrated and delaying going to the gym, and I was like, rah, this can wait, I've got all day. So, and I think that's the problem as well, that I feel like I'm always always running out of time, and I just don't have enough time to do anything, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? Because all I have is time. But we don't want to dive too deep down that rabbit hole, because let's be honest, nobody knows how much time they've got. Don't want to get too deep, so yeah. Kitty Winks are back outside playing, singing, laughing, having fun, screaming. Ugh. About to hop in the shower. I need to take this off. Look how fucking manky this is. Wow. That's just not okay. Is that all dried blood? Stunning. I'm not a great diabetic, to be honest. I don't have any like alcohol wipes. I don't have any spray that helps unstick the residue from your skin. Nothing. I am just wing it. And the way that I get off all the sticky residue, just scrape it off with my hand. I'm obviously about to get in the shower anyway, so that's okay. But yeah, I knew that I needed to change this sensor like a few days in, but because you only get 2 a month, try to keep it on for as long as possible. But so yeah, I put this on last night because I knew I was going to most likely take it off today. So diabetic top tip, if you don't know, get to know, Dano. Just curtains down. I wasn't aware of this either, but I saw online that somebody said to, before you take off your current sensor to put on your new one, put the new one on like 24 hours before you're gonna take off the old one, because that gives the sensor
a day to like warm up to your bod, and it will give more accurate readings. Just quickly need to start a new sensor. Here we go. Warm up 60 minutes. I am literally, look how curly my hair is because of the sweat. My hair was fucking drenched, but I washed it like a day or two ago, so I'm not doing that. But now obviously I'm like brushing all the sweat through my hair. Oh God, it's a tough life, isn't it? I'm going to hop in the shower, just going to get like, you know, freshen up a bit more, and then I'm going to give that job a call, see what they're saying, see what it's all about, and then yeah, I don't know, I haven't really got any like major plans for the rest of the day. I sent off the documents to the housing officer that I needed to send. Also got a response from the Crisis and Resilience Service saying that they're pleased to let me know that they're able to grant me this one-time service. It's a Eden something voucher and a PayPoint voucher. To be honest, I can't really remember what that means. I might have to research that a bit more today just to see what it actually is. But they said that the vouchers expire after like 7 days, so you have to use them. Otherwise you can't, like, you lose out basically. And then I can't make another Crisis and Resilience Service request until April next year. So yeah, that's done. Housing thing's done. Yeah, I've gone to the gym, got therapy tomorrow. I'm so excited. So yeah, maybe well actually I don't need to prep for that because yeah, the last few days I've been writing things, good and bad things, so I'll take that with me. But yeah, I was going to meet my friend tomorrow, but I think that's going to be a bit too much after my first session. So depending on how I feel, might just sort of pop and get a coffee after. Don't know if I've got any money to do that actually. I might just find somewhere nice to sit and just decompress, sit with my thoughts for a little bit in a nice sort of location before having to like come back here. Shove it up your ass, Margaret. I'm resigning. Okay, bye. How fucking typical is it now that I've been waiting weeks for a job and I've been applying for so many and been getting just rejection after rejection? I mean, absolutely fair enough. But now I've got like 2 jobs that are like, oh, are you so interested? You know, like I tried to call the payroll one, but I didn't get an answer. And then in that time, I then got an email about a part-time job at Tesco that's like seasonal. It's only temporary up until September something. And they're like, oh, we've got a position available to start immediately, still interested? And now I'm just like, what? I went from having nothing and like being so desperate to kind of having anything that I was applying for jobs I didn't even want to do. And now I've kind of got a couple at once and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, do I take the retail job and just do it in the meantime until something better comes along? It's like that payroll job. Like, I don't know. It's hard. I'm leaning more towards like wanting to do a more admin-y role because you know, you sit down most of the day. So that's easy for my diabetes to be managed. And secondly, it's what I know best. Like I'm admin's like my thing, you know. I'm a quick typist, don't even need to look. I can do some HR things with my eyes closed, do you know what I mean? So, but again, it's the falling back into the familiar situation that didn't always work out for us, you know? I don't want to keep falling back into old patterns and familiar situations just because I know what to expect with that, even when it's not like a good outcome and there's potentially like higher risks. Oh, I don't know. It's just I need to talk to this payroll one before I get back to the shop one, because I need to know whether the details of this role would work for me, like in terms of the hours and in terms of just sort of arranging a schedule that works for us, because obviously I share a car, so I would need to kind of sort that out, days and hours and stuff. And I now have my therapy every Wednesday at 11, so I would need to make sure I'm free that day, that morning. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot, so I do really need to have a chat with them first before I go back to this other one, but also don't want to lose out on this one either. Why does this always happen? For fuck's sake. I've just decided to take the Tesco job. Breaking out. I haven't worked in a shop since I was 17. It's all happening very quickly. I haven't really had time to think about it because I didn't want to lose out on the opportunity, but yeah, 3 hours, 3 evenings a week. I mean, that's pretty perfect for easing myself back into a job. Do you know what I mean? So just gonna wait for the woman to reply to see what happens. Oh god, someone's at the door. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I just want to say how powerful putting positivity out there, because you really do receive it back. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that for these past few months that I've been in such a dark, negative place, that I feel like everything around me has been working against me. I've been like just stumped at every corner. Everything I tried to do, I feel like I'm getting nowhere. But that's like, I was in such a bad head place. Whereas now, the last few days, I've started to really turn things around, and I'm putting more positivity out there and internally within myself. And I've already had so many opportunities come my way since that has happened. Do you know what I mean? Like, the fact that I've now got my therapy booked in and that train is like leaving the station, and the fact that I'm like doing a lot of research around like menstrual cycles so that I can understand myself like more in terms of that. Like, if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have like realised that, you know, the reason that my fucking titties have gotten so big is because of that, you know. And like, I'm dealing with that better than I would be if I hadn't have done the research, because all I would have thought is like, oh my god, I have let myself go so much to the point that I have gained that much weight, it's even gone to my boobs now. And that would have really, really put a hindrance on my wanting to go to the gym and eating better and all that sort of stuff. But I just think it's crazy, like, just me, like, just my aura being a bit more positive. I've now got therapy booked in. I called Pip and found out that I'm most likely going to be contacted within a couple of weeks about my assessment to help, you know, hopefully get my application approved. I've been offered a job today, and I've also got potentially another job opportunity to choose from, and I've gone to the gym today. You know, I don't know, I just don't think it's a coincidence. So, you know, the power of positive language and just positive mindset, not looking at everything so negatively, it really does have an impact. And, you know, manifestation and things like that is it's real, okay? Like, living proof here. I feel like I say, I just don't think it's a coincidence that all of this is now happening, because obviously if this all happened whilst I was in my dark headspace, I probably wouldn't have taken the job opportunities. I would probably still be feeling really down about just so many things and not having the energy to want to do anything about it or change anything. Like, those opportunities would not have worked whilst I was in my crisis. Do you know what I mean? So obviously those opportunities didn't come whilst I was experiencing and going through that time, whereas now I've kind of come out the other side and I'm doing so much better. The opportunities have now come about, like they've now come on my radar because I'm in a better position to take those opportunities, to seize them. Do you know what I mean? I hope that makes sense, but I'm just, yeah, I'm feeling good. And I'm so excited for my therapy tomorrow, honestly. I just get so nervous when I feel like things are like on their way to kind of going my way and going right, and it's like, okay, things are starting to fall into place now, because the amount of times that has happened and the amount of times that people have said that to us, and oh look, it looks like everything's like, you know, falling into place for you now, and oh see, look, it's all working out now, and then that goes wrong, like things go wrong and I end up straight back, or we end up straight back kind of where we were or worse. So I really am like scarred from things going well because of how quickly they go straight back wrong again. Do you know what I mean? But you know, always touch wood, don't want to jinx myself and say it, but maybe things are now starting to fall into place because I'm almost like leading that to be the case. You know, I'm putting it out there, I'm putting the positive vibes out there, I'm putting all my effort out there and into myself. And yeah, now these opportunities have come, so like at the right time. So I'm just, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna talk to my therapist about it tomorrow and just tell her and just like, look, like, please tell me that, you know, please help me to not let my thoughts spiral and be like, oh well, yeah, I'm just going to wait for these things to go wrong. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the way that I've looked at things and the way that I've lived like my whole life. It's like, oh yeah, what else is going to go wrong? Like, you know, like, oh, that's a good thing, like, yeah, let's see how long that lasts. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to keep being that way. It's not good for me, it's not good for anyone. Hey. Yay, it's happening. That's 2 days. 2 days. 2 days. 2 days. Woo! What's happening? Oh my! I know. What the fuck? What's happening? Oh my god! We're going down. Let's hope we don't drop too quickly before I get home. About to be home, but urgent. This is just not fucking helpful. 17:38. I'm like, it was below. Finger pricked. I was 4.9 just under 10 minutes ago. Just having a little pick me up before dinner. And this is so annoying. I hate when I drop before dinner because it really messes with how much I want to eat, putting the carbs in and all that sort of stuff. But such is life. I am having a bit of a slow morning today because it's Wednesday, it's therapy day. It's therapy day, I'm so fucking scared. I'm scared, but I'm excited, but happy therapy day. Cheers. Yeah, bit of a funny start today. I woke up at 6 because I was going to drop Jay in so that I could take the car, but he didn't feel too well. He still doesn't feel well after that chicken that I think he got a little bit ill from, so I feel really bad for that because I'm the one that made that, and I've been fine. But yeah, he didn't go in, so I came back to bed, went to sleep for a bit, and then yeah, I'm just in bed watching Twin, and yeah, just having a slow morning. I'm going to just check that my notes are all kind of ready to go for my appointment. Have to be very prepared because otherwise I don't really know what I'm going to say, and that was a really big problem for me in the past when I was doing therapy, is that I just didn't really know what I was talking about. I was kind of just going to see how I'm just talking about the week that I'd had, because at that time I was like, it was like the worst time of my life, so every week was a bad week in a way, And then, yeah, when I kind of got out of that situation, but then started to like repress everything, I felt like I didn't have a lot to talk about, when in actual fact I probably had so much to talk about. But I was young, I was naive, I didn't really know what I was doing. Again, the therapist, I just didn't really connect with them on a deeper level to want to talk about that sort of stuff. I don't know, it was a whole mixture of things. So definitely going to do this therapy extremely different this time around. Go prepared, go with things that I want to talk about, and then afterwards I'm going to like make notes and stuff, and I'm pretty sure she's going to be giving me like homework, so that's really fun. Oh my god, who am I actually want homework. What is happening? But yeah, so what time is it now? It's almost 9:20. My appointment's at 11. So I've still got a little while. Probably got maybe like 45 minutes. And I'll get up and get ready, I think. But yeah, super excited, really nervous, but this is the start of something new. Feels so right. But yeah, we're making moves, we're making the right stuff. And I'm just, yeah, might go to gym after, depending on how I feel. Again, depending on how I feel after the appointment, I might just kind of wander about, listen to music, or find a nice place to sit and just decompress, reflect. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to be like extremely sunny out there today. Honestly, as you get older, you really do start to check the weather app every day, like it's a part of your socials. Let's have a look. Highest is going to be 23, but that's not even till later, so yeah, it's not going to be very hot, so at least I haven't got to worry about walking around in the baking sun. But yeah, I'm going to finish my coffee, finish my girl Molly May's video, and yeah, just mentally prepare for 11 o'clock. It's time. Oh my god, I'm so fucking scared. I've got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go, well, 7 minutes, but I'm gonna go in now and sit in the waiting room and just decompress for a second. But oh my god, I know that I'm gonna cry, because I already cried on the way up, like to a couple of songs, so, but yeah, let's do this. I've just come to this like local country park that was only a few minute drive away from my therapist's clinic, and yeah, I'm just sitting on a bench. It's really nice, to be fair. I'm just kind of decompressing after the session, obviously. Don't really want to go home yet, because I don't really know what I'll do with myself, but yeah, this might be the new spot after therapy. But just eating, snacking, just gonna chill for a few minutes longer, and then I think I'm gonna head back home, because I just want to get home and get comfy. But yeah. What's going on? Right. I'm back
back in the car now, obviously, after being at the country park. I wasn't there for long, to be honest. It was a bit chilly, and I've got my legs out. And yeah, to be honest, I think I'm just ready to go home now. Obviously I had a bit of an earlier start. And yeah, I'm starting to feel sort of period pain now. I'm spotting a little bit. And yeah, just quite tired. Obviously now I'm quite mentally exhausted. I've used up all the mental energy I've got for the day, I think. So I'm going to safely drive home and yeah, get into comfies. Might have a smoke, treat myself, who knows. See you tomorrow for, oh my god, day 1 at work, starting at 6 p.m. though, so we've got all day to chill and to mentally prepare and physically prepare for that, actually. So yeah, just gonna take the rest of the day and do nothing. I think movies, bit Schitt's Creek, but yeah,